Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord.
Peace of the Lord be with you all on this marvelous day. Every day is a marvelous day because it's the day that the Lord has made, so we must rejoice and be glad. So welcome to this YouTube channel. I'm kind of excited about this video because I am doing a collab with other Catholic YouTubing mothers. And Lisa from A Catholic Marathon Mom has asked us 3 questions. And what is kind of funny about the questions that she asked is that I have been, like, God has been giving me this topic for the last like 2.5 weeks. And that is basically like your self-worth, or the way that you view yourself, right? And so I'm gonna go ahead and read the first one. What is the best compliment you have ever received? So, I have received quite a few compliments throughout my life, and in all honest truth, when they give me a positive compliment, I feel so uncomfortable. I even get red in the face. And for example, I guess the closest one that I could think of is yesterday. Over the course of the last maybe 2 years, I have gained tons of weight. Just like, I'm a stress eater, like I figured that out early on in my life. I'm constantly yo-yoing in different types of diets, and so I've gained quite a bit of weight. I think this has been the heaviest I've ever been, even after the fact of having kids. Normally when I'm done having kids, I like take the weight off, but I don't know, this last round has been really tough. So, you know, sometimes when you're overweight, the majority of the time, you do not feel like yourself. You do not feel comfortable in your skin. And so when people compliment you, it's even harder. I find that for myself. So yesterday, I went to my my brother-in-law's house, and his wife's mom was there, and my husband was there. And the mom of my brother-in-law's wife tells me that I am very beautiful, and that I'm very beautiful, and that she looks at my husband and he says, like, you are so lucky to have a wife like her. She's so beautiful, like, you're not gonna find someone like her ever, like, they don't make him like that anymore. So, you know, and I totally feel like that was kind of like God speaking through her. Like I said, it did make me feel uncomfortable just because I don't feel like that. And I could explain to you issues throughout my life that I have felt that it's, you know, like where you feel that that's not true, you know. And I could tell you right now, I was actually trying to gear up for this, that it has to do from the moment that we have knowledge of, like, as a woman, what the world paints. And, you know, what is that? How does the world paint a woman? 1, she has to be skinny. 2, she has to do her makeup. She has to wear the latest type of clothing. They have to be name brands. Your purse has to be name brand. You wear high heels. The way you dress is not very modest. You know, if you are not perfect, your nose doesn't look right, then you can go and do surgery. If you feel like you're too fat in a certain area, you can go cut your stomach. If you're too flabby, you can do the same thing. There's just a lot of things that the world paints to make you feel insecure. Like, you get fed this throughout your life. You see all these women on Instagram, and you're like, dang, I have to imitate this person, right? And we fail to understand that we were made in the likeness of God the Father, right? in his image and likeness. And so, but oftentimes we forget. For myself, I know whose I am. I know that I am a daughter of God. I'm a child of Christ. And I am royalty, right? But oftentimes I forget to love myself. I think also, like, I've gone to confession, maybe like 2.5 weeks ago, I went to confession and I started speaking about being a mother and how difficult it is. And I felt like I was a horrible mom, that I felt that I couldn't be happy, being around my children. Like, I had to be stern, and I'm constantly having to tell them what to do, what not to do. And I guess I was painting myself as like I don't know. And never has this happened to me, but the priest tells me, you need to learn to love yourself, like the person that you are. And so, like, I felt like God was talking to me about loving the person that I am, being comfortable in my skin. And so I guess the next question is, I feel happiest in my body when. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess the happiest that I felt like I was when I was much thinner, right? But again, if I kind of regress back to those memories of how thin I was, God was not a part of my life. So I could say that in my body, I felt better then, but spiritually, I did not feel good because I felt like something was lacking. And I feel like slowly but surely, I'm starting to accept myself for the person that I am, for the person that God created me to be. And that is something that has constantly been coming to mind, that God created me beautiful, that God created you beautiful, that women were the last part of creation. And when God finished making the woman, what did the Lord say? He said, this is very, very good. So God created us very, very good, right? And what is a negative thought? I guess I just kind of just said that, right? The negative thoughts that always come into my mind is, I'm not thin enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not a good mom. It's all of these things, and I know that those thoughts do not come from my Lord, because my Lord thinks actually the opposite of me. My Lord thinks that I am beautiful, that I have a caring heart, that I will go out of my way to do whatever I can to help others, that I do love my children, and that I correct them out of love for them. And just all of these things, I know that I need to really engrave those in my heart. Like I said, I know whose I am, but oftentimes it's hard for me to accept the person that I physically am, right? So I guess that's kind of like, in a nutshell, answering all those questions. And like I said, I do find it rather funny that God has been bringing this theme up in the last 2.5 weeks for me. And I know that he's telling me that I have to accept myself for who he sees me. And I know one of our priest friends has told us many times, like, grab a mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, and know that God is in you. And know that God has created you just as perfect as you are. With the freckles that you have, I have freckles on my face. The way your skin is, if you're light complected, dark complected, the way your hair is. Like, God has created all of that. He has taken the time to make you perfect, regardless of what the world can make us feel and the way the world can make things seem. Many of the time, those people are unhappy, and they are lacking something that should never be lacking, which is Jesus Christ in their hearts, who reigns forever and ever, right? So with that said, I think I answered the questions. I might have went a little bit too far, but once I get going, I get going. But make sure you go like Lisa's YouTube page if you don't already follow her. I'm gonna leave the link down below, as well as I think she has a playlist on her end. I'm not sure how to do that on my end. Maybe I'll learn soon, but she has all of our links. There's several moms, several women that have decided to take part in this, so please go over, like their page, and comment below. So with that said, guys, that is it for today. Don't forget to also like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and make sure to comment, and I hope I can answer some questions. With that said, peace of the Lord stay with you all.